to introduce. First of all, Christina Tobin, can you come up for just a moment?
Yay!
Bear with me, I'm a little tired. We've been going all day. I was up at 4 this morning. And I just want to make sure I introduce you correctly. You're very beautiful. Gosh. I was very honored to meet this woman, and I'm starting to realize that as much as I've avoided politics in my life, because being on television doesn't mean you know a lot about politics, it just means that you get to meet good people. Now I'm starting to realize that supporting people in our world is equally important, because if we have a chance to change the way things are run from the top, we have a chance to make a difference for conscious living, we have a chance to help not just wonderful people like Paul Dougherty, but help the animals. I want to give a plug to the 4 foundations that I'm on, which is PCRM and the Humane Society, and I support 1,000%. I think Cindy Landon's still here. She and I are on the same boards. Last Chance for Animals. We just raised $550,000 for Last Chance for Animals. That's the largest amount that's ever been raised in the history of an animal rescue event. So it's really a big deal. And we're hoping, since we're now understanding that some form of politics is good. You know how you get to parties like this and everybody avoids, they're all out there drinking martinis when you talk about politics, but guess what? We are responsible, you guys, to help the world. And right now we have 2 wonderful women here tonight. We have Christina Tobin and we also have Marianne Williamson, who's a friend of mine. And we just had an event here last Sunday for her, a fundraiser. So you want to take a moment, Christina, and say who you are and why you're here, okay? No, by the way.
I want to first hands off to Bobby for hosting this amazing party. And thank you for that warm introduction. I'm Christina Tobin, the founder and chair of the Free and Equal Elections Foundation, and we are truly a nonprofit 501c3 that's here to shift the power back to the individual voter and to educate, to inform the people. And well, this will result in electing a lot of independents for office throughout the United States, beginning with the Congressional races of 14. And many of you may have seen last year, we hosted a presidential debate moderated by Larry King and myself, and that was a really big turning point for Free and Equal. We were top 10 trending on Twitter, and tens of millions of people had viewed it and aired live from Al Jazeera to RT America, C-SPAN. Even Jimmy Kimmel covered it. It was pretty amazing. And I'm 32 years of age. I'm a girl that wants to help, just a girl that wants to help save our country. And I've recognized that in order to do that, we need to unite with the movement of recognizing that there really is no left and right, and coming together in not only a spiritual movement of music, of integrity, of authors, of celebrities, and wonderful people. So we've raised the bar here at Free and Equal, and we're launching a United We Stand Festival next May at UCLA. And this movement is about, again, bringing together musicians, whether it's from the hip-hop of Public Enemy and founders of Wu-Tang Clan are performing there, to playing for change, of just beautiful spiritual movement around the world, and so on, to speakers like Marianne Williamson is going to be there, a spiritual author that has stepped outside of, I can't speak for her, but must be somewhat of a comfort zone of decades of hard work, a New York Times best-selling author, and now running for Congress. I mean, she's going out there and a person that is running, and so real. And we have also Sean Stone here, the gentleman, the tall one there in the corner there. He is just amazing, and documentaries. We look forward to working with him and his work and family. It's just sticks with integrity. And well, Dr. Paul Dougherty is going to be a speaker at our United We Stand Festival in May at UCLA, and many, many more. Judd Weiss, our photographer here, he stands for so well connected in the liberty movement. So thank you, Judd, for doing everything and helping us out. And so thank you to those individuals. And then finally, this whole movement is about bringing together intellectuals, authors, scholars, musicians to wake up America, a spiritual uprising of energy, music, technology, and we the people coming back and taking back our government. So I thank you so much, and if you want to learn more about Free and Equal, we have our information up front. And Bobby, thank you so much for having me be part of this.
You're so welcome. Give her a hand. I know this is kind of interesting, you know, poker, politics, fun, but guess what? I think that it's a great way to give back during the holidays. I think a lot of times all we do is drink and eat and celebrate, but Marianne, can you come up for a minute? I'd like to take a moment. This is a woman that I have admired for many years, and I like to speak from my heart. You know, I have a script, but screw that. You know, along the way, there's a few women that I've looked up to, because when you're a single woman in the business world and you're fighting to survive and you're fighting to be a person who makes the changes in the world that we see that are important to make, we are really under the gun. We talked about this. I ran for the city council in Santa Monica once, and I thought I was going to kill myself. When I was in my 30s, I thought, what have I done? But this is a woman that is so brave, and many of us feel so courageous. I don't know if you understand what it takes to do what she's doing. Come here. And I want you all to take a moment. Please give her some applause, first of all. She shows up for everything. This is a woman who not just talks it, she walks it. And so I'd like to take a moment and say, if you have time, get to know her, donate to her campaign. We need the money. We like that we stuff. And last Sunday at the fundraiser we had here, and then Mark, Burnett, and Roma, good friends of mine, had one. We ask you to understand it takes $2 million. 2.5, just a little bit. And Bob, I think you're going to do an event for Marianne, maybe,
Yes,
at your house, right?
Yes.
I'm blackmailing him.
Amy Alcini.
Amy Alcini is going to do that. Okay.
Cool, yes.
A lot of us in Malibu love this woman, and I just want to say, I love you. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. This is so cool. Thank you so much. I'm sure I speak for everybody here, Bobby. We think you're cool beyond cool. And the way you bring people together and for these bigger causes, and God bless you, and I know I speak for everybody. Thank you. And I'm also so impressed by Christina Tobin. And between Bobby and Christina, and you know, there's a lot of conversation about women and how American women should be not just the shoppers of the world, but the moral force of consciousness and conscience of the United States and in some ways the world. I think that, you know, when a woman is pregnant, they say she's eating for two. But when you think of all the disempowered women around the world who don't have a fraction of the opportunities that we have, I think every American woman is speaking for many, many women who have no voice at all. So to see how Bobby stands up and to see how Christina stands up is very meaningful to me. And particularly the way Christina is standing up with Free and Equal, because I agree wholeheartedly with Christina that the chokehold that the two major political parties have on our political system right now is in fact sucking all the oxygen out of our public discourse. I think JFK meant it, and I think he was right when he said, let us find not the Democratic answer or the Republican answer, but the right answer. And I think the spirit of the American people at our best is not necessarily desirous of being filtered through the dogma of a major political party. Abolition didn't come from a major political party. Women's suffrage didn't come from a major political party. Civil rights movement didn't come from a major political party. There's a course correction, there's a yearning of the American heart right now that while the political parties have a role to play, Christina is absolutely right. They were not intended by the founders. They're not even mentioned in our Constitution. George Washington warned us against them. There's something trying to happen in America, and we shouldn't be limited by anyone or any institution. So what Christina is trying to do is pure American in its most radical sense. And my hat's really off to you, Christina Tobin. You are very cool. You're very young, and you are right about this. And then Paul Dougherty, I mean, what can you even say about someone who gives this kind of time and gives this kind of work and does what, you know, we all know needs to be done. And when we see the kind of work that he does and the people who will be able to see, who would not have been able to see, the children, the vets, so many things that he's doing that make so much difference. So to me, a night like tonight is America at its best. We have fun, we party down, and we do good. I think that's a beautiful thing. I'm honored to be here. As Bobby mentioned, I am a candidate for the U.S. House of Representatives in District 33. If you are interested in that at all, please check out my website, marianneforcongress.com. In the meantime, I'm just joined with all of you. And truly, bravo, Bobby. Bravo, Paul. Bravo, Christina. Let's have a good time.